Hi everybody, it's Chief again. Thanks for reading a book with me. Today I would like to read The Polka Dot Horse. Have you ever seen a polka dotted horse? I don't think I have. It was 7 o'clock on a sunny summer morning when the polka dot horse ran away. No one saw him go, but no one would have cared, for the polka dot horse had grown old. Once, long ago, he had been the king of the toys, but others had taken his place. He had been tossed to a corner of the garage and forgotten. In time, he would be thrown away. The polka dot horse feared for the trash can above all else. And so, on that drowsy Sunday, he decided to say goodbye. His wooden heart thumped as he rolled along. His wheels rocked and tumbled over the lumpy, bumpy ground, and the echo of their clackety-clop rang down into the valley, where sheep and cattle raised their heads to watch the distant figure pass by. Sometimes he would prick up his ears at the patter of a squirrel's feet on the twigs, or glimpse the bobtail of a rabbit in the bush. There's a rabbit there. See the rabbit? There's the cow and the sheep that weren't paying any real attention. I'm sorry, these pages are tough. And once he saw a pair of marching birds strutting in the sun, their heads cocked and their tails high with proud. "Where are you going?" shrilled the swallows, wheeling and dipping in the bright blue sky. But the polka dot horse could only shake his head. "I don't know," he said, and there was a whisper of worry in the soft brown voice. This is pretty sad so far. At length he climbed the grassy slope and reached a tangled hedge. It was 10 times higher than the polka dot horse and covered with brambles, dog roses, and wild white flowers that smelled of Christmas trees and summer mornings all rolled into one. The hedge was broken by a 5-bar gate that stretched across the stony track. It was open just a crack. The polka dot horse nudged his nose into the gap and pushed, and then very slowly he rolled through. See, he opened the gate. I wonder where he's going. Here we go. We have 2 pages. Before him lay a patchwork world of horses romping in the meadow, rolling in the sun, and the polka dot horse began to sing inside as he turned to face the downhill path. Maybe he found a new home. He moved slowly at first, wobbling just a little, but the track grew steep and his wheels lost their grip. He lurched from side to side, pitching and tumbling and uphill, tumbling and stumbling on the stones that littered the track. He closed his eyes in horror as he looked down the slope and saw a tree sprawling across his path. His front wheels slammed against the trunk, and the polka dot horse soared high up into the air. "Help!" he cried as he turned and somersaulted and fell toward the ground. He's all upside down, flying very high. But nobody saw him land in a wet and dirty corner of the farmyard. He lay helpless in the deep, dank straw, one leg broken and 2 wheels cracked. The afternoon faded into homecoming time. The polka dot horse watched through the muddy eyes as the hens scuttled up to their roost. He spied the farm cats prowling silently, but in search of supper-time treats. The barn cats are looking for little mice. See? Look at it. and he lifted his ears when a voice called out, "Jane and Jonathan, come and get your supper." He didn't notice the big, gray, shaggy shape that crossed the yard to where he lay, but he looked up into the face of a huge farm dog and felt his warm breath on his head. His dirty, bruised body was rigid with fright as the dog nuzzled his splintered wheels. He tried to squeal and shut his eyes when the sharp, white teeth and the pointy fangs tongue came close. He thought he might faint when it opened his mouth and picked him up. See, the dog's carrying the little polka dot horse. Chicken's wondering what's going on. The dog trotted slowly across the cobbled yard and into the farmhouse kitchen. It lay down, head between its paws, and dropped the polka dot horse onto the flagstones. "Yuck, what's that?" Jonathan slid from his chair and peered at the grubby toy. His mother glanced down. "I expect it's just an old lump of wood. Go away, Bingo, and take your horrible thing with you." The polka dot horse tried to speak, but his mouth was full of straw. A single dirty tear slid down his nose. Then suddenly, he felt someone lift him up from the floor. Jane laid him gently on her lap. "It isn't a piece of wood, Mom. It's a little horse." She peeled away the clod of dirt and wiggled the broken leg. "He needs a good scrub and some strong glue. I'll clean him up when I'm finished with my supper." So she took him to the bathroom where he was bathed in a bubble-filled tub. She washed his mane and tail with proper shampoo and wrapped him in a fluffy blue towel. She glued and bandaged his broken leg and mended his rickety wheels. His white paint gleamed and his glass eyes shone as they had done long ago when he was new. And when Jane held him up to the mirror, he almost laughed and cried out loud, neighed out loud. So she's giving him a bath, showing how pretty he looks in the mirror. The moon was rising as she settled him on the soft cushion and told him to rest and recover. He dozed, cozy and warm, while she ran downstairs and busied herself in the kitchen. He slumbered on as she crept through the door and painted quietly in the corner. But he awoke with a sneeze when she stroked his nose and whispered, "Come and see." I wonder what it could be. The polka dot horse moved his legs and blinked. He gazed sleepily about the room. Then a warm glow spread from his middle to his ears and trickled to the tip of his tail. Next to the bed sat a cardboard box stable, its door wide open, a blanket tucked inside. And he snuggled down to dream. He breathed the blissful sigh of a toy that was glad to be home. And it says the polka dot horse on top of his new stable bed. And that's the end of the story called A Polka Dot Horse, a sad story with a very happy ending. Bye-bye. See you next time.